Lads. Lads, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new match preview. We're previewing Spurs versus Sheffield United at the intelligently named Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Sunday night at 7:15. Whoopie-doo, another Sunday night match. We love them, don't we, Mr. Hal Stewart? How are you doing, mate?
It's the most horrendous time of the week. No one is enjoying this football season. I think that's fair to say. It really does feel like it's never going to end. And with that said, let's look forward to the proper, match rehearsed preview that Nick and I have done. This, of course, the live version. And we've got a special guest coming up shortly.
We do, don't we? But before we get into that, Matt Hayes is a Spurs fan, and we'll bring him in when we're talking about Spurs, so Hal doesn't have to do any research whatsoever because he's one lazy man, never does anything for this channel. Anyway, let's. I'll chat a little bit, shall I? I'll chat about the Brighton game because, in all honesty, we were pretty average in that game. I don't think we deserved to win that game. Doesn't matter though, does it? We did. I think Brighton dominated the game, dominated possession anyway. And I think we got away with one. It's great to see Didsy get on the score sheet yet again, but it would be nice for him to share him around because Brewster definitely needs a goal. That's all I'm going to say about that game, Hal. Do you want to say anything about it?
Nope.
Fair enough. Let's move on to last time out. So, Hal, when was it and what happened?
Well, it was last season, wasn't it, when we actually went to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and it was Tottenham 1, Sheffield United 1, the match that saw Mauricio Pochettino sacked. That's how much of an impact Sheffield United had on Tottenham. Son had put Spurs ahead against the run of play, but then Gorgeous George, the Greek Bulldog, he mishit a cross, which came moments after we had a goal disallowed for offside by the video assistant referee. Anyway, his cross evaded everyone inside the Spurs penalty area. It found the bottom corner, but it was kind of muted celebrations. I remember at the time, I wasn't going absolutely crackers because I was still furious that David McGoldrick thought he'd equalised just 2 minutes after Son's opener. That was on 58. But VAR replays showed that John Lundstrom's big toe had been marginally offside in the build-up, a decision that was so close it took over 4 minutes for them to come to a decision. And Nick, you probably remember at the ground, we had no idea what was going on. And also when we saw it back, it was quite evident that Lundstrom crossed the ball in from the right. Eric Dyer cleared it. Tottenham got possession back. The Blades instantly won it back on the left, crossed it in, and then McGoldrick scored. And it still baffled me as to how Lundstrom, who wasn't offside anyway, was given offside when he wasn't the one who put the ball in.
Yeah. Absolutely that. And do you know what? Not just
we don't know.
Though, we just don't know.
We don't know.
Bulldog as well, if you remember rightly, his went to VAR as well.
Yep.
So we were waiting ages for that too. And Bulldog, you could see in his celebrations, like you said, we just like, and everyone were trying to like hug him and stuff.
He just did that because it was a little fist bump because his moment of scoring his first Premier League goal had been completely ruined by VAR. I cannot wait till we are in the Championship. But there are rumours, and I don't really want to say this, I know.
That we're going to go down into the Championship? Rumours? No.
I thought you were going to put your hands over your ears, because there are rumours that VAR will be introduced into the Championship.
Yeah, I have heard that. I hope it's not true, because at least for one season, it'd be nice not to have VAR.
Yeah, and if they do bring it in, I'm just going to do cricket stuff.
You're going to do cricket?
I was going to say
do cricket.
I was trying to think of a clever cricket United way, and it didn't happen. So I'm going to do the cricket way. That doesn't work.
The Yorkshire way.
I didn't commit to it. Even no one would have known what I was on about if I just said that.
I would have.
Right.
Have, my dad's a massive cricket fan. I'm in the loop, even though I'm not particularly a massive fan of it.
Go cricket.
Can I just say, before we move on from that last Spurs game, the goal that George Bulldog scored, as fortunate as what it was, there was about 500 passes in the build up to that. It was,
Oh, it was
the cricketer's
beautiful.
way.
The cricketer's way,
Yeah.
Sambot, you've nailed it. No, you're right, Nick, and that's the way that the Blades were playing last season, and we've seen clips of them, haven't we, on the official Sheffield United Twitter account this season. It's like, who are these imposters? And it's the same players.
Yeah, it is, mate. It is. Well, 90% of them, I think it's only probably Jack O'Connell that's missing and Dean Henderson. So it's crazy to think about that. But let's not think about that too much because we'll end up crying a little bit. We'll move on to team news. So in regards to this game, we've got 3 players that are out for the season. We know that Jack O'Connell's been out for the season for all the season. Sharpie and McBurney, all 3 not going to play. However, I'm going to bring Hal back in for this because Sander Berger will be in the squad. Paul Heckingbottom has confirmed. So that is quite exciting. What do you think of that, Hal?
He won't play, but
he's in the squad, though. We can sing our song, can't we?
The thing is that we've not had the chance to take him to our hearts. You know, that Crystal Palace away game seems like a lifetime ago. He got to experience Blades fans for a few games. Even the last game with fans were in, he was dropped for John Lundstrom. Perish the thought. And he just hasn't had enough opportunities for us to demonstrate to him how much we adore him. And we can't serenade him with that song. And I'm worried that we'll never get a chance to do that again if we don't get in that last game against Burnley and then he is sold as people suspect in the summer.
Yeah, he seems like such a nice lad and all, doesn't he? He seems like he's got a heart of gold, that kid. Anyway, not just Sander Berger, Chris Basham is looking like he could be in the squad. You never know, he might start. From what Heckingbottom was saying, I've got a sneaky feeling that he might start, you know. You've done this before, Hal.
He's going to be out.
Don't make the same mistake again.
He's resumed training, but I think this trip's just going to come too soon for him. I'm
saying he's going to be on the bench. Anyway, let's move on from that. Everything else is as we were. We'll quickly bring up the predicted lineup. So we've got Ramsdale in the goal, Baldock being at right centre-back again, Egan central centre-back, Kean Bright. Kean
Brian.
That was an absolute mess. But and Stevens, left wing back, getting better with every game, I think. Jayden Bogle needs to find a place for him in the side. Ollie Norwood plays well for one game, then has 2 bad games. So let's see what happens in this game. Ozzy and Fleck, again, deserve to start this game. Can't see Lundstrom getting back in. And then we've got Didsey and Brewster up top. I think that's going to be the exact team unless Bash is back. And then I could see Bogle getting edged out by Baldock as we're playing. Obviously, quite a decent team. Anyway, on that note, let's get rid of that. And let's bring in... What?
Just before you bring Matt in, sorry,
You've just ruined it.
No, I know, it was about to be perfect. All this time, Sheffield United fans have wanted a song for Chris Basham. If one player deserves a song, I think I've just thought of a song for Chris Basham. This is breaking news. This is stop everything. Stop the presses. Every Blades fan is going to jump onto this stream once they hear this has been announced. Ready?
Go on.
Bash. Saviour of the universe. Do.
That's not terrible. But it would be if the whole crowd was singing that. I think it would be quite embarrassing. So
it's not that bad, and we need also a proper song for Lise Mousset. Just going to say,
I don't think we do because I think that he won't be here next season. So there's no point. Anyway, let's move on and let's bring in Matt. How are you doing, mate? Welcome to the channel.
Thank you very much, Nick. I'm not quite sure what I'm coming into the middle of here, but it's a pleasure to be on.
He's obviously never watched any Sheffield United way videos.
He's watched.
Don't worry, I have. Don't worry.
It's almost like he's not a Sheffield United fan, isn't it?
God, I wish I was.
You're welcome.
Whoa, that's a bit too far. That. Anyway, let's hear from Matt. And Matt, do you want to give us a bit of an update on the Spurs side? What side you're going to be playing and who's in, who's out?
Yeah, of course. We actually only have one injury concern for this game, and usually injuries is bad news. Not in this case. It's a bit of good news for Spurs. And Ben Davis, he's been out for the last 6 or so weeks. He'll be missing for this one as well. Matt Doherty's been out for a few weeks. He'll be back in contention. And Joe Rodon missed the game against Manchester City in the cup final because he was cup tied, but he'll be back around for this one. So Davis, the only man that's missing. And look, in terms of predicted 11, your guess is as good as mine with Ryan Mason only his 3rd game in charge. I'd expect to see Højbjerg in there. Of course, Harry Kane, Heung-min Son, maybe in Dominic getting back on the side. And I'm hoping it's all the Viral and Rodon at the back. But after that, it really is anybody's guess.
I'd like to hear a bit more about Ryan Mason. I know he's only managed a few games, but what do you make of him up to now?
Well, did well in his first game against Southampton. We played quite good football in that second half, and it was more attacking, it was more free flowing than what we've become accustomed to this season. But I think he made some very, very poor decisions in that cup final, and I think his decisions did ultimately cost us that game. And I said it on the day, I'm not going to blame him for it, because he's been thrown into the deep end of a catastrophic season for Spurs with a squad that aren't playing, and he did the best with what he could do. But I thought, Hal will know all about this. Playing Harry Winks in that game, I thought was a very poor decision. The way we set up with only two men in midfield, I thought we needed probably a 4-3-1-2 out of possession. He went 4-2-3-1. I thought and his substitutes as well, Lucas and Lo Celso, playing very well at the start of that second half, and they were whipped off. I'm not really sure what he was thinking, but youngest manager in Premier League history, only his second game in management against someone who had 700 games in management. I think it was never going to end with victory for Spurs, but just a bit disappointing the way we lost it.
It's quite funny that you've just brought up how many games Pep Guardiola has managed, because did you see the most pointless stats that's ever been on Sky Sports before?
Oh, it was brilliant.
Incredible. What were it, 2 games, 1 win, no trophies or something like that?
Yeah.
Whoever put that up deserves sacking. Anyway, shall we move on to score predictions? And Hal, give me your score prediction first of all.
4-0 Tottenham.
4-0 minimum.
4-0. I think, any more than that, let's not get silly. But realistically, I do think we're going to struggle. We're not got our full strength 11. I know that if we did have our best side out, we could really give Tottenham a game like we did last season. But there's too many players out, and Tottenham will be smarting. And I think they'll want to put up a really good performance. They've also got a prospective new manager potentially watching and waiting in the wings, whereas we have 5 candidates, one of which is already in charge. That's hardly inspiring stuff.
And one can't get a work permit. It's just a joke, isn't it?
It's not great.
No, not really. Matt, what are you saying?
Look, I think we're going to win the game, and I'm not going to put it as bluntly as I did to Hal about an hour ago. But I think Spurs will have too much for this one. We want a reaction after that cup final defeat. Ryan Mason said we have 5 cup finals left. I don't think that means no goals and one shot on target in each of those games. I think it means that the players will be fighting for everything and trying to get back into that Champions League for next season. And on the point of managers, I don't think our situation is as good as you think it is. We're linked with Eric Ten Hag for 36 hours. He signed a new contract. Linked with Jesse Marsch out of nowhere. He's gone to Leipzig. We're linked with Christophe Galtier. He's gone to Nice, which is 8 places below him in the French league. It's not looking good for Spurs, but I think 3 points on Sunday will lighten the mood a bit.
Yeah, and on that, I know both of you have gone for Spurs wins, and I don't want it to be a whitewash. I was going to say 2-0 Tottenham, but as you've both gone for Spurs wins, Hal going for a massive Spurs win. Disgusting, by the way. I've never seen you go for anything like that before.
Maybe there's science behind it, sir. I always predict a Blades win. Finally, I've had enough.
All right, okay. Well, I'm going for a 1-1 draw so that it's not a whitewash. Anyway, let's move on to memorable matches between both the sides. Hal, take it away.
Well, Chris brought it up in the chat. Do we remember the 6-0? We, of course, covered that one in the previous game against Tottenham. So this time I thought I'd go for a different memorable match. 2-1 win for the Blades. I was at this one at beautiful downtown Bramall Lane. I'm sure you were as well, Nick. Sheffield United won over Spurs. We were back in the Premier League. So we're going back to 2007, this date, the 10th of February. Phil Jagielka's second half penalty earned United another deserved win against Tottenham. The visitors actually got off to a really good start. Jermaine Genius, he raced onto Robbie Keane's flick. He lobbed over Paddy Kenny. However, after that, it was just all Blades. We levelled on 27 minutes when Rob Hulse, what a player before the injury, headed in Colin Kazim-Richards' corner. Jags got the winner on 62 minutes after Timu Tainio's foul, however you say that, on Stephen Quinn in the box. Blades players' names are just so much easier to say. Tiny Timu Tainio. I don't know. The Finnish guy, he was defensive midfielder, who was largely forgettable. But we won 2-1. It was a great one. One thing I remember about this, Nick, is there was a Tottenham fan in the Labour stand next to myself and my dad, and our season ticket holder, the guy that was normally there, wasn't there, and he must have sold his ticket to a Spurs fan. And this guy, when Gina scored, gave it large, proper like. Ugh.
Did you and your dad batter him then?
I didn't. I completely ignored him. My dad, I've never seen him like this. When we scored the winner, he was like, "Get in! Get in, you scum!"
Headphone warning there.
Yeah. Do you know what? Actually, on that, we did the exact same thing to the Tottenham fans because I was sat bang next to the Tottenham supporters when Baldock scored. Obviously, we went crazy, but we went crazy a few minutes before when McGoldrick scored, and then they gave it large after it was ruled out. So we then gave it large, and then we were a little bit nervous because obviously it went to VAR. So VAR can do one.
VAR can do one. It ruined giving it large, and if that isn't the best advert for getting rid of VAR, I don't know what is.
We don't know.
We don't know. We don't know.
Anyway, Matt, we will move on to a section that we like to do these with opposition fans because they're very, very difficult, especially for Big Six teams, because we don't have a lot of players that kind of go from one to the other. So we're looking for players that have played for both. Me and Hal have got 2 each. Can you think of any? And it's difficult.
The last time I come on this channel. So for Sheffield United and Spurs?
Yes, play for both. There's one very, very easy one.
Only because Hal was talking about it on my channel a while ago. I have to go with Kyle Naughton.
There we go.
Great shout.
Matt did what Joe didn't do. Listen.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah.
I always listen, don't worry. For some reason I'm thinking of Aaron Lennon, but I feel like he played in the red and white in Southampton instead.
Well, he played for Leeds. I don't know.
He played for Leeds.
Yeah.
I played in Yorkshire, counts. Please don't hate me. I'm drawing a blank.
That's fine. I'm
drawing a blank.
No
why you got to do this?
No, it's fine. They're really difficult, especially kind of because we've been in Championship and League One most of my lifetime anyway. So there's not a lot of players that kind of pass between the two. So, Hal, do you want to go first?
Yeah, it's difficult, Matt, for these European Super League teams to try and think of little old...
Look, that's what I think about it. Eating out. Worst thing that's ever happened in football.
I agree. But little old Sheffield United. I am probably going to go with David Tuttle. Look at him there with his little face. Wearing an interesting Tottenham away shirt, but what a Blades top that is. My first ever Sheffield United shirt from 1995-96. It makes me think of the Howard Kendall era, a really steady central defender.
What do you like that kit, Hal?
I do, because there he is. Look, he's got one. Top man. Yeah, it's because it was my first one.
I don't know if that's it.
Well, it looks similar.
Good enough. It's yellow. It was one of my first as well. Love the diamond kit. It's horrendous looking back at it. It's nostalgia. So I'm going to go with the easy one that I was pointing out to Matt. Kyle Walker. Obviously, Kyle Walker and Kyle Naughton both went to Spurs at the same time. I think we ended up selling Naughton for, I think they reported 7 for Naughton and 3 for Walker. So we definitely got the bum end of the deal there, but he hadn't played much for Sheffield United, so it's fair enough. And then he went away and won some trophies, didn't he?
That's why I forgot about him. We don't know what trophies are on the white side of North London. I didn't know what was going on there.
Yeah, it was 5 for Naughton, 2 for Walker, I thought.
I thought it was 7-3. 10 million. Yeah. I'm sure it was 10 million. Sure.
It might be. Well, it's more likely it wasn't. If it's Sheffield United, that's more likely it was a bag of chips. I'm going to go for Michael Brown, my lord. Oh, Lord, Michael Brown. And I don't know why I guess I do, money. If he'd stayed at Sheffield United for his entire career, he would have gone down as a Blades legend, because the kind of football he played at Bramall Lane, he never retained again. He never reached those heights again. He was a free scoring, attacking midfielder, the likes of which we've never really seen since. And when he went to Tottenham, he became a defensive midfielder, same as when he was at Fulham, and just I thought was a completely different player to watch.
Yeah, it was. Just before that season for us, he was. I don't think he was that free scoring midfielder. I think that season he just peaked, and if we'd have kept him, then he could have carried on. But obviously, he wasn't that same player in the Premier League. He was always going to be a defensive player because he was a naughty player, weren't he, Hal?
He was actually in the first season when we had him on loan initially from Manchester City. Before they were Manchester City kids, when no one in my school class supported them because they were crap. He played left midfield under Warnock and then became an attacking midfielder. And yeah, from Hartlepool originally, I've just got so much time for Michael Brown because he made us stand on our feet, scoring goals, pinging them in against the Pigs and against Ipswich that just spring to mind instantly. God, I love him. What a brilliant player he was. I just was so sad when he left because he didn't have to. If he'd stayed with us, we'd have gone up.
Yeah, but he just wanted to wear that beautiful Kappa skin-tight top, didn't he? That actually on this is not skin-tight at all, so he needed to get on the weights, didn't he?
Yeah, he's got a bit of the Richard Stearman about him on that picture.
A little bit. Anyway, this is the best part of the video because, Hal, what's coming? No. I'm doing it. It's mine. You're not doing it. We have got one of the greatest players of all time, or should we say greatest names of all time. The last time we played Spurs, I think it was the last time or the time before, somebody said, "Oh my God, I can't believe you forgot John Cutbush." And we were like, "Who?
Who?
John Cutbush, the greatest name of all time." And I
doesn't look well. Doesn't look well in that picture on the right, does it?
Let me just say, well done, Bobby, for finding these two photos of John Cutbush because he played for the Blades in 1977 to 1981, and he didn't play for Spurs in 1966 to 1972 because he played 0 games. He came through the Tottenham Academy, but Hal, I'm not going to ask you because you're going to know. I know what you're like. Matt, do you want to have a guess where John Cutbush is from?
How specific do you want me to get?
As specific as you like.
I mean, he's not from Tonga.
I'm just going to tell you. John Cutbush is from Malta.
Is he?
He's from Malta. Hal didn't even know. I could have thrown it at you and made you look silly.
Yeah, I mean, anyone who doesn't know that really should feel like quite the idiot.
Exactly. He is now 71 years old. He played right back. Like I say, didn't play any games for Tottenham. Then went to Fulham, 134 games, 3 big goals. I think we all remember those 3 goals. And then he played for Sheffield United, 129 games, 1 goal. We definitely remember that one, don't we?
What a screamer. And while we're talking about Cutbush, it is totally unrelated, but we are sponsored by Manscaped. So if you'd like to head to manscaped.com, promo code TSUW for the Sheffield United way, 20% off and free shipping.
There you
That's incredible marketing right there.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we left John Cutbush to the end.
Of course. Any that we forgot, please pop them in the comments if you're watching live, and also pop them down below if you're watching later. Don't forget to give this a like, and if you can help us get to 13K, please subscribe.
Yeah, so thank you, Matt, for being here. It's been great to have a little bit of banter.
Thanks for having me on. Really appreciate it.
No problem, mate. No problem. And thank you, Hal, as always, for giving up your evening to come in here and have a chat.
Well, I'll be doing it again on Sunday. Join us for the watch along, which will start at 6:45 p.m. on this channel.
So we will see you then. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.